EPROM Productions presents the SANDY Transistorized Tape Recorder Deluxe Model S102. Here is its styrofoam holding area. It is not exactly mint condition, it is near mint condition, but obviously has been blurrily and unclear picture stupid cell phoneably used. Yes, it has been ages since I've uploaded a YouTube video. I got this recorder at a flea market in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And these are the reels that were on it when I got it. This is of course, Rim-Drive, reel-to-reel tape recorder, 3 transistor and DC bias with permanent magnet erase. And it is working off the original parts, believe it or not. The original rubber is still good. The original capacitor is still good. Only thing I had to do with it was lubricate the motor and lubricate the 2 reel spindles and clean the battery contacts for the 2 C cells with WD-40 because there was a little bit of corrosion on them to try to make them get better contact. And of course let the machine run for a while because the motor did not want to get up to speed at first, so I had to kind of break in the motor for a while. 2 C's and a 9 volt, which is the very typical way, and you might think that it's put in wrong because they're facing each other, but actually that's the right way to put them in on this machine. It only uses 3 transistors, so the output is not push-pull, the output is single transistor. And now let's present some usage with it. It did not have its original microphone with it, but it was undoubtedly originally would have used a crystal microphone known for 2 things. One is it's typical that these Rim-Drive machines like this come with a crystal microphone, and 2, based on the style of sound on the original recordings, it was obvious that a crystal microphone was used. So in the first test recordings here for the video, I'm going to be using my favorite of the little crystal microphones, the one that goes to the Steelman Transit Tape. A nice metal cased crystal microphone. And it has the angled plug, of course. But there's one interesting thing about this Rim-Drive reel-to-reel tape recorder that is different from most other Rim-Drive tape recorders. And it may be a hard guess. And out of different guesses, one may not get what it is. So I must go ahead and say what it is. Although if you want to guess it, you can pause it right now and put your guess as a comment. And then if any of your comments happen to be right, and please pause it before I say what it is, don't cheat, then you will be congratulated with the replying comment. Anyway, guess now. Okay, so this video now should have been unpaused. Here is the answer. This recorder is full track mono, not half track mono. I'm going to go ahead and make my recording and then play it back. Cell phone interruption. Time to perform a rewind. While we perform this rewind, in which you could put it in record mode and erase while rewinding, I will show or attempt to show, if the cell phone does not force blur itself, some close-up shots. There we go. Pretty neat little machine. Very typical styling to have this layout. This layout has been seen on many machines. It's very, very common layout. I like the orange color of the bottom of the machine. And then of course you got the gray metal here. And then the beige-ish type brownish metal here. I hate how the thing decides to be blurry. It's so retarded. The speaker vent, there's also little speaker vent parts under the reel table. And of course it's a double-ended motor, as is typical. Pretty neat little recorder. It is now time for the much anticipated playback.
Okay, so this is a recording on the SANDY S102 with the volume at mid-position and speaking about 4 inches away from the crystal microphone. I do not have the manual to this machine, even though I have the box, just have the machine. Motor tends to get kind of noisy. But anyway, it is indeed a full-track mono reel-to-reel tape recorder, which is very odd. If it were a Niagara, which I don't have one, it wouldn't be of a surprise, because a lot of Niagaras in the professional machines were full-track mono. But a Rim-Drive, low-quality, DC-bias, 3-transistor reel-to-reel tape recorder. It's full-track mono, which is an annoyance, because that means that I can only have one side of the already very limited recording time 3-inch reel, where the tape gets ever increasingly faster as it goes along, and having 1.5 mil thickness tape really makes it get used up quickly. The tape that was supplied with the machine, whenever I got it, I can't say it was the original tape though, because the reels are American made and the machine is Japanese.
It's the original reels.
The tape that was with it when I got it was thankfully, very much so thankfully, 0.5 mil tape. Basically, you can never have enough 0.5 mil tape, and usually when you find old reel-to-reel tape, it's the annoying thick 1.5 mil, or sometimes 1 mil. But 0.5 mil is my favorite because I can have a lot more recording time on a 3-inch reel, especially considering that the portable reel-to-reel recorders are my favorite type. So you got the short recording time, and this tape in here right now is 1.5 mil, so it gets used up extremely fast, and you don't have a side 2. The upside is you can easily play recordings in reverse, although the speed would likely be off unless it was right smack in the middle of the tape. So, anyway, that's right. Both the erase magnet and the head are confirmed 4-track mono. Not 4-track mono, what was I thinking? Full-track mono, not 4-track. I wish it was 4-track mono. It was full-track mono. So, anyway. So, I want to say. Oh, dang. Okay, whatever. I'm going to set the level all the way up. You could probably hear the purring of the motor in the recording, although it will also be heard playback, so maybe hard to tell which one's which, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's been forever since I've uploaded the video. Anyway, I haven't been going to estate sales like I used to. I stopped going to estate sales obsessively in 2012, so I haven't been getting recorders very often like I used to. Every now and then I'd get one on eBay or at a flea market. Like this one, of course, I got at a flea market. And I got a cassette recorder a couple cassette recorders at another flea market. And I have some other machines I haven't shown videos of yet. Like I have an IBM Dictabelt type. Magna belt. Not Dictabelt, Magna belt. A magnetic belt type recorder I got on eBay. So that'll be interesting to do a video of at some point.
Our speed is not being good.
Now we're going to switch to a dynamic mic. Okay, is this a good level? Let's see how this is. Mid position. Okay, it's a good level. I'm now using the Sony F96 dynamic microphone. Low impedance, but the impedance is not set on the machine. On my machine microphone. So, you can hear, of course, there's a lot more bass now.
This is really annoying.
The audio output jack, the earphone jack, is extremely laggy, but it's come to think of it. I tried hooking it up to an amplifier, and it's extremely lacking in
touches the wheels.
the machine itself. I haven't tried playing the recording from this machine on another recorder, but I imagine that it probably records with a lot more bass than it plays back with. Oh, we're running close to the end of the tape. The tape is turning faster, which will yield better audio quality, but the recording time is trickling and trickling away. Hope you enjoy this recording, and I will be showing how it records music directly.
This is a song that will be used for the music test. This is how it sounds directly from YouTube on my blurry stereo system. Upcoming will be the realistic CTR 68. Gifts from John Clark were the cassette in this machine and the reel on this machine. Thanks goes out to the great John Clark. I tried doing slow scan TV with this recorder and it came out quite bad. That's my cousin Maxwell in very distorted form. This is what the machine looks like without any reels loaded on it. Now let's hear just a tad of the original recordings that were on it.
Sodium and other drugs, but the only thing likely to be of any use is olive oil. A course of this should be taken, 3 or 4 ounces on an empty stomach, perfectly first thing in the morning. When stones are known to be in the gallbladder ducts, an operation is desirable if the patient is able to stand it. As the presence of the stones involves certain risks, including that of cancer, the gallbladder may be opened and the stones ejected, or the bladder may be taken away altogether. I will now speak on hypnotic. A drug that induces sleep is described as a hypnotic or a sophronic. To this group belongs the bromines, chlorols, sulfonine, trinine, veronal, pyridine, and allied preparations, narcotic drugs, such as alcohol and opium. Also act as hypnotics, but cause a preliminary excitement. They can also induce sleep in spite of the presence of pain. The treatment of chronic insomnia by drugs is fraught with grave danger of forming a drug habit. Hypnosis. There is no mystery about hypnosis, nor is it due to anything in the nature of animal magnetism. I was brought about it when it was known as mesmerism, after the Australian medical mystic French Anton Mesmer. Its phenomena depend entirely upon suggestion. The operator suggests to the patient that he feels sleepy, and he becomes so, that he is asleep, and to all appearance he is, though they remain susceptible to the operator's voice and to further suggestion from him. If the sleep is deep, the patient remembers nothing of what takes place during it. Nevertheless, while in this condition, he can remember things that have happened, including dreams, the memory of which has been repressed and apparently forgotten. Also, if he receives a suggestion to do something at some particular time after he has been awakened from the hypnosis, he will do it, although unable to give any reason for doing it. The ability to expose the unconscious mind makes hypnosis a useful method of discovering repressed ideas or experiences may be exerting an injurious effort on health, and of dealing with disassociated states such as dual personality. As by treatment during hypnosis, the forgotten or unknown experiences can be remembered by the patient in his waking state, and thus he be related to his conscious personality. The ability to influence conduct during the awakening state makes hypnosis sometimes a useful method of dealing with drug addiction, dipsomania, or any injurious habits of impulse. Insomnia may be cured by hypnotic suggestion. Even the action of the involuntary muscles may be affected, as for example, those of the bowels, causing greater activity and thus curing constipation, or conversely retracting activity and curing diarrhea. When these disorders are due to nervous influence, sometimes mental variation are susceptible of similar treatment. Anesthesia for small operations such as tooth extraction may be secured by hypnotic suggestion when there is a serious objection to ordinary anesthetics. Hypnosis should also be carried out under medical supervision for purposes of diagnosis or treatment. If the operator is skillful and trustworthy, no harm can result. A person cannot be hypnotized against his will unless he has been hypnotized frequently already, whereas in whom criminal suggestions be carried out if they are grossly repugnant. If a hypnotized person is not awakened by the operator, natural awakening will occur in a few hours.
Hope you enjoyed the video of the SANDY S102.